Alright, so we got that one on. That one's on. Microphone's on. Bike's on. Hot. But on. So where are we going today? We're in the Texas State Natural Area for Bandera, Texas. Our goal is to get through these kind of roads, basically non-paved roads, all the way to Utopia. Get some fuel because I'm getting close to empty. And then figure out how to get back. It's 103 degrees according to my temperature reading there, and it's about on par for what the forecast called for in some parts of Texas, but not out here. So I think it's really more like probably 99 or 98, I think. But it's really hard to tell when you're riding. Any place to get anything to drink around here. Well, there is a river nearby, but I don't have river access that I know of right around here, so I wouldn't be drinking directly from that river anyway. So it's just for an emergency situation. I'm not planning to do any historical markers today, unless I come across one that I don't know about, but that does happen most of the time. But today really I'm just going for a ride, and mostly I'm just testing out this helmet microphone configuration since I have had to replace my GoPro, since the one I had on there before fell off and was not able to be retrieved. So I had to get me a new one. I got a DJI Action 2, brought it with me. That one's a little bit more tricky for the microphone situation, although I think I might have it sorted out. But in order to test it, I have to take out install that. It's a different microphone, so I can't just plug and play, unfortunately. Otherwise I would be trying that one too. So for the rest of today, I'm just using this opportunity to go for a nice ride, hoping for a little bit of cloud action like that over there. It comes right over me and cools me down a little bit. Meanwhile, I'm taking this Himalayan, also known as Henny 411. Henny being the most dominant donkey in the world, and 411 is the displacement of this Himalayan, just in case anybody wanted to know. And although I started with half a tank, and I've been riding for about an hour or so, an hour and a half maybe, until I just now turn the cameras on. Based on all my previous calculations, I should have plenty of fuel to reach Utopia. So I just went without filling up. At these kind of speeds that I'm doing right now, I'm probably doing about 75 miles per gallon, 80, I don't know, something like that. So in theory, I should, in max configuration, probably get 100 miles after I get this warning light on. So right now I've got 173. I don't have a warning light yet. Usually comes on between 175 and 200. I think I only seen it come on one time at 200. It was usually before that. Suspension handled that ruddy area pretty nice and smooth. I did stand up for it. But yeah, this bike, I have to say, I'm pleasantly surprised. It's really exceeded all my expectations. No vibrations. I mean, there are vibrations, but they're good vibrations. It's you feel the engine alive, but it's not shaking or rattling or feel annoying like I've had on some other bikes. Yeah, probably the worst bike I've ever had when it comes to that. It was a Yamaha, I think it was called SRX 250, single cylinder 250, air cooled. A lot of similarities to this engine, except this is a 411. But oh my gosh, that engine, you know, at higher RPMs was ridiculously vibration prone, and it would get you numb. I mean, it was one of the only bikes I've ever been on that would literally get you tingly and then numb on all your extremities. All of them. If you get my knee. Oh, if you get my... Now that was a big bump. Didn't see that one though. Did not see it. I was looking at my mirror at something behind me right when that came up. It's not a good idea to let your guard down on roads like this. You just never know what's going to be in front of you. And you may not have a second to react. And we'll be cutting across over that way. And somewhere through there, I bought this thing to just casually explore roads like this. Now this road I've never been on before. But it's supposed to take me pretty close to Utopia. We'll see. There's a cloud I'd like to get under. I bet you that feels nice. Although right now I feel a little cooler. It says 103, but in my shirt it feels like more like 97, 95. Say hi to them cows. A new route to Utopia. So I didn't get both of those, but you know what? I'm not complaining. It's pretty nice. So here, there's that little water feature which explains a lot of this terrain. So whenever you see the terrain change like that, usually it's because there's a water feature that's carved its way through, or the other way around. It is a water feature because of its shape. And I knew that I was going to be standing up once I got out here, but without the gravel road, I forgot to stand up till my butt reminded me. Thank you, butt. It's very nice of you. Well, I've got to say, so far I'm impressed. This is a beautiful area. I'm glad that we came out here today. Every time I come into an area like this, it just reminds me of what it must have been like to be an early explorer. You know, one of the first people traversing out here on your horse and wagon and exploring, looking for something interesting and seeing things for the very first time. should turn on my map. But I'm pretty sure if I recall correctly, this road ends up teen, and I think, yeah, there I don't remember if I go right or left. But if nothing else, I'll stop there and check the map. Big rocks there. Don't really want to hit those square on. Go ahead and stand while we're climbing this section because there's a lot of little rock protruding here. Not too bad. It'd be nice to have a little road that took you to the top of these peaks over here and just have a little place to hang out. That'd be nice. Looks like that's the end of the gravel road. But look at those hills out there. We're just being blessed with some really nice views here. And some clouds coming. I don't know if they're coming this way. That would be nice. Although just with this little bit of sunblock right here, it actually feels pretty good. Temperature's going down to 102 on this thing, which means it's probably 95, 96. The important thing is that to me, it feels perfectly fine. I don't feel hot. If it was 10 degrees cooler, I'd say it'd be perfect. But I really wouldn't want it any cooler than that without my extra gear on. I'm not wearing any protective gear, so that's kind of a no-no. But I just had planned to just be going at these speeds and riding cautiously. So because of the heat, thought this would be the better plan for longevity. So I just got to try not to fall down. That will be fine. No, thank you, ma'am. So now we're going downhill. And as you can tell, we're going to go down all the way until we get to the base of where that hill is. So there's probably another water feature there. Just a dry creek, I'm sure. Now when we get to Utopia, there is water there. I think it's got one or maybe even two water features. Now what I don't remember is if there's any that are like water all year long. I think there is one, maybe the Frio River. Maybe we'll find out. Oh, there's some water right there. Anybody ready for a little dip? Take a little dip. That's the swampy water. Not today. Oh yeah, this is the perfect kind of road for this bike. Just enough off-road feel to it. Yeah, this is exactly the kind of ride that I bought this bike for. Just wonderful, wonderful feel. Now here it looks like, is that a different road? Real Seco. Yeah, I don't know which one. I guess I should check my map. Guess you could go either way. Guess we'll try this way. And it takes me back to the highway, then I'll turn around. Well, I'm not sure about the other way, but I will definitely be trying that way sometime. If not today, another day. Because this is really nice. It's raining, I bet that is just running with water. Oh, look at that thing. Zoom. A big old white antenna tail sticking up. Here's somebody's dam, it looks like. They got a little water feature. There's another one over there. Alright, so I think I go this way. Yeah. So we got some more water features we're going to cross. Well, this definitely looks like it gets all gummed up with mud. That's a private road. And this one is not. Sometimes things just are the way they are. Why people say, well, it is what it is. And that's why. That's all there is to it. Nothing more, nothing less. That says no trespassing, but I don't think it was referring to this road. There's another water crossing. So yeah, we're like basically just following these water features. Very nice. Don't want to hit one of them rocks. I think this is the one. So it must be these little locks that are just kind of managing the water in certain areas. So cross that river right there. It's a little mini canyon. Haven't seen any historical markers out here. Not yet. Is that a crane? Wow. Like a modern dinosaur just hanging out in the water there. Better clamp down these little brakes. Starting to get loosey-goosey up here. There's the deer. Yeah, this looks like a raging section of river when it's raining, I bet. This say Medina County ends. Oh my goodness, now what are we gonna have? Now what happened to my map? More gravel? Why are you doing this to me? Can't get a good GPS no matter what I try. What the hell? Yeah, it's taking. Oh, there's water there. Lots of it. Interesting. So how do they have water still? Maybe must be managed somehow. South gate to what? Oh, now we're in Bandera County. Some really nice water features here. amount of time here, we might come out to the highway. And if we do, I'm turning around, going back the other direction. I think I got enough fuel for that. Got 19 miles on reserve. Some lazy cows. So lazy. Oh, pigs. Very interesting. Hey. Look at all those pigs. We'll find out here shortly, but it looks like this is gonna just continue on, not become a paved road, unless this goes up to a bridge. Nope, just more beautiful area to ride through. Oh yeah, this is all heavy trucks use a gate. Okay, so yeah, this is Sicko Creek Road. So we're going to go the other way. So we'll backtrack and go the other direction. Take these back roads all the way to Utopia. That is the plan. And with riding like this, sounds like a good plan to me. Catch those piggies again. Yeah, I was wondering about pigs. I haven't seen a lot of pigs in all my riding, and today seeing those, obviously it's a mixture of javelina, looks like, and some domesticated feral hogs. I know that sounds counterintuitive. All right, well, my battery died, and I had to put my spare battery in. While I was stopped here, big old dually truck came through, pulling a trailer, and super nice. Everybody asked me if I needed some help, everything okay. Very, very nice. I think this one is still working. Yeah. So let's see if we can find our way to Utopia. feels like to me. Anyhow. And there's some of those water features we were looking at earlier. Still got lots of water in there, but as you can tell, it's just in certain sections. Oh, look at all those huge birds there. Just hanging out. Having a good old time. Oh, look at that wall. Interesting. Should be a historical monument right there. So I doubt that is, well, I don't know, it could be natural. But it does look man-made. Very interesting. Definitely going to have to come out and investigate around here a little bit more. 6 miles on reserve. So hopefully I can get to Utopia within 26 miles. It's already 6 o'clock. So here's some more water. Going through a little canyon there. Pretty soon we should come to that part of the road where we turn right, and we'll just keep going straight. Well, this is telling me to turn right. We'll see what it looks like when we get there, but I think it means go straight. Oh, that was that private road section. So we got a little ways longer to go. Now it's telling me 8 miles. So yeah, I guess it is now telling me just to keep going straight all the way to County Road 311, but that's 8 miles down, so I would assume that's already in Utopia. So pretty soon here we should see that road turn off. That would just be an indicator that we just double backed all that route. But we do need that confirmation. Well, I think we've already got it. But we've already seen plenty of data that tells us we're on the right road. That was a nice little jump there. At least it felt like a jump. I don't know if my wheels actually came off the ground. Maybe a molecule or so. animal? No, just a piece of wood. Okay, so this, yeah, we crossed this, and this is not the place I was talking about earlier either. Now, we already crossed this, but the place I was talking about earlier was a lot more jagged and deep, and had more like wall features to it. Similar in nature, but definitely a bit trickier, especially when there's water. Alright, so we are very, very close now to that turnoff point. Should be about a few hundred yards here. I remember that one. It's loud. Oh yeah, here's that bridge we were talking about, which is actually very interesting, the way it just comes down here normally, and then they have the bridge on this side. Like a little racetrack, bobsledding racetrack for water. Here comes the truck. 2 trucks. See if they're going to turn left. One of them is. And they both are. So we'll go straight. We'll wait for their dust to settle. Getting in my eyes a little bit, but it looks like it's mostly gone now. So now we're seeing all brand new things again. So I'll slow down a little bit. I guess I go this way. Yeah, I wouldn't have known that one, but I guess I'll have to learn that one next time. So it looks like we got a paved road the rest of the way to Utopia. But definitely a more interesting view than the other option, because that road I've been on dozens of times. Oh, look at that. Those turkeys. Wow, those are big. Wow, those are like literally like dinosaurs just running around. Legacy dinosaurs. Beautiful. No, it's not paved anymore. I guess they had to pave just for the turkeys. I guess that's a good saying. Pavements for turkeys. I'm gonna change my channel name. Pavements for turkeys. Instead of Remember Tomorrow. .42 miles an hour. Feels like 60. Really blasting through the wind. I like the way those clouds look up ahead. I wish I could catch them. Valdina. Some more water feature. So now we're on some paved road. I don't know this road either. But it's taking us towards Utopia. We should be there in 17 miles. Well, we sure took a long roundabout way to get to here. And where are we? Well, besides another opportunity to help clean up the landscape, and besides why there's a gravel pit here, I don't know if it's a grave or what, but I did find this, a plaque unlike the others that I've seen, and special kind of encasement, and a lot of traffic. But there's a reason for that traffic. That's because this is the Chihuahua Road, and this road, which I have been up and down many times, but there's no sign when you're on the road that warns you about this Medina County Historical Commission marker that was set here in 2005 apparently. But in reading through this, hopefully we'll get some ideas as to what it's about and why this place right here that we're standing is so special, and why there's so much traffic on this old country road. Well, that's because before 1700 silver was discovered in the Chihuahua area of northern Mexico, which is not too far from here. I mean, if we drive south from here, we'll encounter Mexico within an hour and a half or something like that, maybe less. Maybe it's 2 hours, but it's somewhere around there. I know if we go west till Del Rio, it's a couple hours. If we go south, it's probably about the same. So that was the Chihuahua area of northern Mexico. Now, of course, the Chihuahua area is not directly south of here, so that's, I think it's further off towards like where Big Bend is. So really we're talking about, I mean, to make sense of this, you'd have to go all the way down to Big Bend, whereas this Presidio, Texas, on the other side is Ojinaga, Mexico, and I think that starts going south into Mexico right there. That's, I believe, the Chihuahua region. So that's quite a ways from here. But interestingly, you know, this, I guess, Highway 90 route plus this road, which is just a kind of like a spread off separate little road from Highway 90, which may have been the original Highway 90 before they came and did a proper highway. But anyway, so yeah, go back to this. A number of mines were in operation. Eventually, Chihuahua became the greatest silver mining area in North America, and the city grew to a population of some 70,000. So I guess they're talking about the city of Chihuahua. And this was talking about before 1700, so we're talking about the 1600s. Now, every other historical marker that we've looked at in this area, going, 30, 40, 50 miles around this area, have mostly been around the 1840s. The time frame for the historical markers were around 1840s, up to the 1860s. But this was talking about, starting off in the 1600s, talking about the situation in Chihuahua. Now, since there was no effective transportation system, trade with the United States and other world markets was limited. By the early 1800s, so we're talking about over 100 years now from their first paragraph. So by the early 1800s, the Santa Fe Trail was opened, extending from Independence, Missouri to Santa Fe, New Mexico, which is neither one of them anywhere near here. However, that was not the end of a long and hazardous journey, because the trail continued for another 400 miles to Chihuahua. So I guess what they're saying there is that from Santa Fe, New Mexico, down to Chihuahua, Mexico, that was 400 miles. That's a long ways west from here. So the question is, how does all this tie into where we're standing right now? So, next paragraph. Near the mid-1800s, exploration of a new and much shorter route began. The result was a trail from Chihuahua to Indianola, Texas, which was located on Matagorda Bay. And so I've been to Indianola. There's a beach there that we can stay at in RV. Matagorda Bay. My brother had his boat there. Long history around some things that we could actually explore at some point in time in the future over there in that area. From the time Mexico ended in 1848 until 1877, the Chihuahua Road carried more traffic and commerce than did the better-known Santa Fe Trail. So I'm trying to connect the dots here. So basically they're saying that from Chihuahua, Mexico, they used this route to come out here all the way to the ocean to then separate and spread out all the different silver products throughout the world. And that worked out better than the previous situation, which was going all the way up to Independence, Missouri, and then from there, I guess they used the Mississippi to send it out everywhere. So, yeah, a lot of logistic to imagine there, but interestingly enough, so yeah, this was the heavily trafficked corridor from 1848 to 1877. Now that starts to make more sense with all the rest of the plaques that we've seen around here, because most of them start around the 1840s, early 1840s. And so with Henry Castro from France, and then all those people that came here to establish and settle the area, that all took place from the 1840s upwards. So during that time frame is when all this traffic and activity was going on, which I guess made a lot of sense for that time. It must have been a really happening place. So there is some controversy regarding the precise route of this road through Medina County. The route used by August Santalben, who had one of the largest freighting businesses of that time, extended from San Antonio to Castroville, then to Quihue, which is just down the road this way. We're going to pass through there in a minute. And Vandenberg and Dehanis after 1850. Oh yeah, so we've already done those videos. There's Vandenberg's just up this way, Dehanis is back that way. And so after 1855, the route continued to Uvalde. So that was further past Dehanis. Las Morgas Springs, which is now known as Fort Clark, as is Bracketville, and then to San Felipe Springs at Del Rio, and points west to Chihuahua. From this point east, so now going this way to Quihue and on to Castroville via County Road 4516, one would basically be traveling along the old Chihuahua Road. Another historical road, the Wall Road, passed east to west a few miles north of this site, crossing Seco Creek at Fort Lincoln. And of course, if you've seen our earlier video that said Fort Lincoln, you'll be able to see some information surrounding that historical marker in that area as well. So there you have it. Just when you don't expect to be surprised, we get surprised. So we should expect to be surprised, and then There's a little gem of a historical marker right here, the Chihuahua Road, on the road to Quihue to Hondo. And then we'll, I don't know if I'll be able to record much of it because my batteries are getting low. I actually brought my backup battery today, but it's probably already gone by now. But either way, this is what we've got for today's ride. Remember, tomorrow, forget my other turkey name, I have to look that up again. Oh, dirt or pavements for turkeys, something like that. Uh-oh, didn't expect that to happen. Oh no. Oh, I got my kickstand down. Having all kinds of problems today. Let this car go. Don't want to race. Don't want to have to race that forward. Can't really get up on this road here anyway. Not at this angle. Just take it up here.